You know what? Our life is full of different phases and intervals. For example, when you were a small child, preschooler, that beautiful phase, that beautiful interval of being in that preschool, now you are entering a very important phase of life, preparing for IIT JEE, for example, right? So this interval of 2 years is very crucial to prepare for IIT JEE. Then those beautiful phase of 4 years of being in college, and then from college till infinity. So life has lots of these phases, and you know what mathematics is? Mathematics is our way to understand ourselves and the world around. So today we are going to learn about how to represent intervals on the number line and how to write intervals in the interval notation. You must have seen these kind of notations as you are entering class 11th. But the confusion is that what is this? What is this open bracket? What is this closed kind of a square bracket? What is this symbol U? What is this symbol, this inverted U? Union, intersection. How do we use them and how do we interpret them is what we are going to learn in next half an hour or so. Super fun class, and you will learn a lot. And remember, all this what we are going to learn is like ABC of mathematics. It's the basics of maths which you will then use in all the chapters in your NCERT level or your JEE mains or advanced level curriculum ahead. For example, every chapter from functions, quadratic equations, sequence and series, your entire calculus of class 12th, everywhere we see these kind of notations. So we need to learn to understand them and we need to learn to apply them. So hang on, let's start. Come. This is what we did in our previous class. We are doing basic mathematics. Under that we did inequalities. So let's move ahead today to learn representation on the number line. So let's take a very nice story today. So you know what, this 2 years of preparation of IIT JEE, actually you can get very negative as well in the process. So what can happen, imagine you're preparing for IIT JEE and you're not able to solve the questions, you're not able to manage between school and the coaching or Vedantu and the school, and suddenly you're getting into a very, very negative zone. But will you remain in the negative zone? No. With motivation and confidence, you'll rise above that. So the story goes like this. So the story is that you actually became very, very, very negative. How negative? Like infinitely negative. So negative that you can't even describe how negative you are, right? So from that negativity, you started building up, you started traveling, the journey. Imagine one represents IIT. One is what? Say one represents IIT. Imagine this. And with your motivation and positivity, which is increasing, you almost reached the door of IIT or the gates of IIT. Have you entered IIT? No. But from being extremely negative to knocking on the door of IIT is an amazing phase of life that you guys will travel. Yes? And that's what we are representing here as, you know, your life depicted from being extremely negative to reaching almost to the doors of IIT. Right? So how do we represent this? Remember, so we are representing all the numbers from -infinity till 1, but we are not including 1. Have you entered IIT? No. In this story, you are just almost there. You're almost on the verge of getting into IIT, but you have not entered IIT, right? So what we say here it is open. You're not inside, you're outside it, right? So we call it open interval. We call this also as open interval. So what we are doing, the representation is x belongs to represent all the numbers on the number line from -infinity to 1. How do you represent them? X, read this as belongs to, read this. X, read this as belongs to, x belongs to the interval from -infinity. Remember, you are so negative that you can't even describe it. There is no way for you to describe it. So what the bracket we put here, we put open bracket, right? I'll tell more about it as we go ahead. and we are reaching till IIT, but we are not entering the IIT. When you don't either hold on to something or when you don't enter that area, we always use the open brackets. Alright, but now let's take the story where you have actually entered the IIT, So here the same story, you were extremely negative. From this negativity, you kept on rising and you did so much hard work that you actually entered IIT. So this is, say, IIT. Wow, so awesome is that? From being negative to entering the IIT, what a journey, right? So how do we represent that? All numbers from minus infinity now till 1, but including 1. Now you're inside the IIT, you're holding on to the IIT. So the bracket we use there is closed bracket. What do we call it? We call it closed bracket. You have closed the deal. You have got into IIT, right? So how do you represent that? X belongs to minus infinity to 1 closed. Acha, some students ask me that why do we put open bracket at minus infinity? You were so negative that you couldn't even describe. Something that you can't describe. Something that you can't, put a number to. You can't hold on to that, right? So remember, minus infinity is a number which is so negative, right? A number whose magnitude is so large but with a negative sign that you can't even describe that number. Something that you can't describe, you can never enter there, right? Or imagine going into the infinity as far as you can, right? A distance that you can't even put a number to, right? Since you can't reach there because it is so far away, so you always put an open bracket at either minus infinity or you will put open bracket at plus infinity as well. So remember, infinity or minus infinity, always open bracket. Otherwise, there can be open or close bracket. So this is what we learnt in the beginning. Now let's take another example. Now let's see our life in a different light. Now imagine you have entered the IIT. So what does it represent? Can you again build a story in terms of IIT here? Imagine you are passed out of IIT. So you did not reach IIT. To you reach IIT, closed. Now you are outside the IIT. And your life is going ahead. Imagine when you graduate from IIT, sky is the limit. Your potential is infinite. You can be an entrepreneur, you can be a billionaire, you can be a CEO of a company, you can be an extremely deep researcher inventing something like this chat GPT. Sky is the limit. So you can go till infinity. You can achieve anything. So what does it represent? Your life after IIT till wherever you want to take your life to, right? So this is all the numbers from 1 going till infinity. How do you represent them? Outside the IIT till sky is the limit, till infinity. Since sky is the limit, since you can be whatever you want to be, something that you can't describe today, so I cannot put a number to it and I will not put a close bracket to it. Got it? So infinity always is open-ended. Open-ended, open bracket, right? Here outside the IIT. So open bracket 1 till infinity. How do you represent a number line? Keep a open here, right? But now another story where it depicts your life inside the IIT also. So imagine those beautiful 4 years of growth inside the IIT. So if you include one, include the life inside IIT till infinity, then this is closed bracket. When it is closed bracket, matlab you are inside the IIT, right? This closed bracket means you are inside the IIT. This open bracket means you are just outside the IIT, coming in from minus infinity, just outside the gate of IIT but have not entered. This open bracket means that you have just graduated from IIT on the other side, and after that the life after that, right? So open interval, not in the IIT, not in the IIT. Close bracket, inside the IIT, inside the IIT, right? So your life inside the IIT, which actually make you such an amazing person, a very confident person to take on the life, a beautiful life inside the IIT, and after that taking you to infinity. This is what we are going to learn for, to create these kind of journeys, right? So you understood what is a close bracket, what is an open bracket? Now let us summarize everything. Okay, now think of this like a match the following. Tell me which one represents what. All right, look here. So what is this? Your life from extreme negativity to reaching the IIT and being inside the IIT. X is all the numbers which are either equal to 1, equal to 1 means inside the IIT, or less than 1, right? So which one is this? This one. X less than or equal to 1. What does this represent? X less than or equal to 1. How do you represent that in the interval notation? You started from extreme negativity, but you kept on building till you entered the IIT, including IIT, that is less than or equal to 1. Okay? Which bracket is this? Close bracket. Now let's look at this one. It is your life in the IIT and then after the IIT, right? So X is either equal to 1 means inside the IIT, or greater than 1 outside the IIT, right? So which one is this? This one is this. X greater than or equal to 1. Got it? How do you represent that? This one. X belongs to close bracket 1, including 1, going till infinity. Infinity pe what will come? Open bracket. Minus infinity, open bracket. You cannot reach infinity, right? Because infinity is a number which is beyond our imagination. This is your potential which is beyond your imagination. You can't put a number to it. Open bracket. 1 pe closed, you are inside the IIT. In this particular case, you close it here, right? Now let's look at this one. X less than 1. This one, this is X less than 1. So your life from extreme negativity till just outside IIT, knocking on the door of IIT, right? So this is from minus infinity to 1, but since you have not entered IIT, open bracket 1. So this is the case, right? Now this one, your life after the IIT, your life after IIT. You have graduated from IIT, you have come outside the IIT, and you are leading a wonderful life after that, full of potential, and sky is the limit for you. So you are reaching after IIT till infinity. This is open bracket 1 to infinity. So what do we call it? These brackets are called as open brackets, and this bracket is called as close bracket. Correct? So whenever there is greater than equal to sign, it is closed. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Only greater than, only less than. Open brackets. Cool. Now let's see what kind of further detail can we learn in this. So now we are talking about intervals. Till now we were either coming from minus infinity, or we were going to infinity. But what if we are in a zone like a JEE preparation ka time? This zone of JEE preparation, when you were a preschooler, stuff like that, a zone, an interval. So look at this. So this is X. Let's first look at mathematically, and then let's think of it like a story. X lies between A to B. Is X equal to A? No. Is X equal to B? No. But X is less than B and X is greater than A, right? This is the representation of number line. But let's think of a story. You know what? I had two wonderful friends. Which were these two? One's name was Kunal and another friend's name was Achin. And usually, I used to go to their houses. But let's today talk about only one friend in this example, that is Achin. So I used to go from my house to Achin's house. Now what happened one day, my mother gave me 20 rupees note to be given to Achin's mom. So when I was standing outside my house, imagine this is my house. What is A? A is my house. A is my house. And this is Achin's house. So you know what my mom did? So when I was standing outside my house, my mom handed me 20 rupee note. और मैं कूदते कूदते है ना, jumping, running, I went to Achin's place. When I rang the bell of Achin's house, Achin's mother came out, and when I got my hands in my pocket, nothing came out. The 20 rupee note was gone. Achin's mom called my mom, and my mom on phone asked me, dude, search for that 20 rupee note. So where am I supposed to search for that note? I will search for that note in between my house and Achin's house. Should I search inside Achin's house? No. Should I search inside my house? No. I left the note out in between my house to Achin's house, right? So outside my door, outside Achin's door, in between somewhere there. How do we mathematically represent that? Had my mom been a mathematician, she would have said, search in all the places in between A to B, represented like this. X belongs to, or the 20 rupee note, it belongs to somewhere between A and B, greater than A or less than B, right? So this is the representation on a number line. From A to B, keep open on both. Open, open. And on in the form of notation, how do we represent that? X, read it with me, belongs to 20 rupee note, belongs to somewhere on the road between my house to Achin's house, not including my house, not including Achin's house. Open bracket A, open bracket B. Got it? But what if I was supposed to search at my place and Achin's place also? It used to happen a lot. I used to play cricket, or cricket we used to play with tennis ball. So one day what happened, I was playing with tennis ball, I remember this. So I went to the ground, I didn't have tennis ball with me, it was supposed to be in my bag. So I remembered, what was I doing? I remember I was playing with the ball inside my house. From there, I went to Achin's house. Then I and Achin were playing with the tennis ball inside his house. And then we went to ground, and we realized when we entered the ground that, dude, you know what? The tennis ball is not there with us. So we were thinking, yeah, we should search for it. So where will I search? In my house, inside my house, inside Achin's house, and in between my house and Achin's house. We were playing on the way as well, going between my place to Achin's place. I was playing with the ball. So in this case, mathematically, X lies between A to B, but X can also be equal to A, X can also be equal to B. So how do you represent on the number line? All the numbers between A to B, including A, including B. All the zone between my house and Achin's house, including my house, including Achin's house. And how do you represent it with the interval? X belongs to A to B, close bracket A means include A, include my house. Close bracket B means include B, include Achin's house, right? Now, there can be other cases as well, which were like one open, one closed. Let's see that with the help of examples. Let's look at this. So these are the kind of problems where you use these notations. So let's do a very simple problem. If you want to learn more about such problems, right? We did such problems in detail in my previous class. The link of that is in the description, right? So solve 5 minus 2x greater than 13. This is what we call as inequation. Bachcho, what we are doing now, relax. What you have learned till now, We have learnt the representation of numbers on the number line. We have represent how to represent the intervals. We have learnt how to represent intervals in the terms of notations, open bracket, close bracket. Now we are doing a problem. So how do we solve it, bachcho? What it says, solve for x, this equation. What are we going to do? See carefully. So 5 minus 2x greater than 13, if you have attended my previous class, you know that I can take this 2x on the other side. Can I do that? Or let's do one thing. Can I take 5 on that other side? Or in other words, can I subtract both the sides by 5? Can I subtract both sides by 5? I can. The inequality does not change. So what happens? 5 minus 5 to cancel. Minus 2x greater than 8. Yes. What did we learn in the previous class? Now I can divide both sides by minus 2. I can divide both sides by minus 2. Remember, when you divide both sides by a negative number, the inequality changes. If you don't know this, please do attend my previous class. Very, very important. Super important for your JEE Mains, Advanced, NCERT level, everywhere. So when you divide both sides by minus 2, why? Because I want x on one side. So what will happen, bachcho? This inequality which was greater than will now become less than. This will become x less than. Minus 2 cancels out. 8 divided by minus 2, minus 4. This is your answer. This is your solution. So this inequality is satisfied when x belongs to all numbers less than 4. Yeah, x less than minus 4. X less than minus 4. So what's the answer? C. Now the question wanted you to represent it in the interval notation. Bachcho, how will you represent this in the interval notation? See carefully. X less than minus 4. Let's do this. X less than minus 4. On the number line, make a number line. Put the number minus 4 here. Where are you coming from? X less than minus 4 means, oh, all the numbers which are less than minus 4, right? In other words, from minus infinity, extreme negativity, keep on coming, keep on coming, keep on coming, keep on coming. You can come till minus 4, but you should not include minus 4, right? Should you include minus 4? Is x equal to minus 4? No. Should I fill this? No. What is it? Open. So how do we represent this? X belongs to, since you are coming from minus infinity, extreme left, because x less than minus 4 are all the numbers to the left of minus 4 on the number line, right? So minus infinity, remember, on infinity or minus infinity there is always open bracket coming till minus 4, but since I cannot include minus 4, so I'll put a open bracket. Open bracket. Wonderful, wonderful. So we are going very, very step by step, very, very slowly here. Okay, let's solve one more question to see how what we have learnt is applied in the problems that you will see in the exams like JEE or NCERT book questions, right? This is the basics. This is the basics everywhere. This is like the language of mathematics. Okay, if this is weak, you're going to lose it everywhere. If you don't know how to use ABCD or the grammar, you cannot form the sentences, right? If you don't know this, you can't solve the problems in other chapters ahead. So 7x minus 3 less than equal to 5x plus 9. Again, kind of questions which we took in my inequality class. I'm again saying you, attend that, the link is there in the description, just a 40-minute class. Now, 7x minus 3 less than equal to 5x plus 9, right? We have to solve it. We have to solve for x. When you have to solve for x, take all the x on one side. What do? I'll take this 5x on this side. I will take this minus 3 on the other side, right? What will happen? 7x 5x come on this side becomes minus 5x less than equal to 9 was already there, 3 goes on the other side. Here the inequality does not change. If you remember from my previous class, inequality only changes when you multiply or divide both sides of inequality with a negative number. I am not multiplying or dividing anything here, no problem, right? So what happens? This becomes 2x, this becomes 9 plus 3, कितना हो जाएगा? 12. So now can I divide both sides by 2? When I divide by 2, will the inequality change? I am dividing both sides by 2. Will the inequality change? No. Inequality only changes when you divide by a negative number. I am dividing by a positive number 2. So what it becomes, bachcho? So x by 2 is x. Sorry, 2x tha here. There was 2x. So 2x by 2, 2 se 2 cancels. It becomes x less than equal to 6. This is your answer, x less than equal to 6. Now, if you were to represent this on the number line, now, unlike previous case, if I make the number line, 6 is somewhere here. Again, you want all the numbers less than 6. Less than 6 means all the numbers towards the left of 6. Towards the left of 6. Right? In other words, you are coming in from minus infinity, because you can keep going towards the left till infinity, till minus infinity. So you want all the numbers from minus infinity till 6, but you are happy to include 6 as well, equal to. So you are happy to include 6 as well. So whenever you see less than equal to, you will make it closed. You will make it closed. And when it is closed, how will you represent this? You will represent this as x belongs to minus infinity to 6. Open or close bracket, bachcho? Closed, because you have included it inside the house of 6. So what is the answer? X belongs to minus infinity to 6 closed. D is the answer. Alright, this is clear to all of you? If not, go slow. You can go back in this video and revise something if you want. I went very, very slow, okay, because this is fundamental concepts. If you don't know this, I'll again repeat. This is ABCD of maths. You will not be able to form words. You will not know the grammar of maths. You will not be able to form the sentences. IIT JEE is far away then, right? So now let us learn about these very interesting type of intervals. Slowly I am going to introduce a concept called union, which comes in the set theory, but forget about set theory for some time. Let's be very, very logical and let's see what is this. So you see two intervals here, minus 5 to minus 2 and 1 to 3, and x belongs to, listen to very carefully, either this interval or this interval. In other words, in this case, the tennis ball which actually I lost it either between my house and Achin's house, or, remember this word, or. I might have lost it in between Kunal's house and my another friend was Vamsi's house. Okay, so where all could have I lost the tennis ball I was playing with? In between my house and Achin's house, including my house, including Achin's house, or I might have lost it either in Kunal's house or Vamsi's house or in between their houses. Okay, so how do I represent this? Listen to me very, very carefully, okay? X belongs to the interval minus 5 to minus 2. Do you know the close brackets now? Because my house and Kunal's house, minus 5, minus 2 are included. We have closed here. Whenever you see the word or, you use this symbol, we call it union. What is the meaning of union? Simply or. What is the meaning of union? Or. Either this or this. I have lost it here or I might have lost it there. Union now from Kunal's place to Vamsi's place, including Kunal's place, including Vamsi's place, including 1, including 3. Right? That's it. So how do you read it, bacho? X belongs to tennis ball, belongs to somewhere in this interval or in this interval. So any number between these two or any number between these two can be X. X can be anywhere in between. X can be, hidden somewhere either here or here. I am okay with this entire area. I am okay with this entire area. Got it? This is union, very simply put. So don't get confused with union. It means or. Either this or this. Right? Let's take one more example. How do I represent this on the as interval now? Look at this. X belongs to. Can you do the open and the close brackets now? Rest everything is the same. Do you see there are all open brackets now? The ball is neither at my place. So don't include my place. Don't include -5. Don't include Achin's place. Don't include -2. Don't include Kunal's place. Don't include 1. And don't include Vamsi's place. So don't include 3. So open bracket everywhere, rest all is same. So X, my tennis ball left somewhere in between -5 to -2. Not including these two. Or it got lost between Kunal's place or Vamsi's place, not including their houses. That's it, as simple as that. So open intervals, all are open intervals. If I fill any one of these, वहाँ पे close bracket कर देना. Just make it close bracket there, as simple as that. Okay? So let's take this example. How do you write it? Can you write it, बच्चों? This interval now, X belongs to X मतलब क्या है? My tennis ball in this particular case, which I was playing with, which I am not able to find now, got lost either between my place and Achin's place, but I have to find at my place also. I might have lost it at my place because I was playing with it inside my house. So include -5, go till -2. I didn't enter Achin's house, so I will not search inside his house. Open bracket here because there is open here. Or the word is union. This symbol represents union. Its meaning is nothing but or. I need to search from Kunal's house to Vamsi's house. We didn't enter Kunal's house, so don't search inside Kunal's house. Keep an open bracket here, don't include 1. But we played inside Vamsi's house, so search Vamsi's house as well, include 3. Got it? Simple. I think with so much repetition, I think there shouldn't be any doubt in this anymore. But now look at this. How do we represent this? This is very, very important, okay? All these are very important, by the way. These representations are all very important. Very important for your understanding for JEE. Based questions, concepts, right? Comes for your NCERT level curriculum as well. Everywhere. The basics, right? अब आपको जाना है from, you have to go from -3 to 5. In between ये 2, there is 2, but I don't want to enter 2. So think about this. My house, Kunal's house, Achin's house, right? Search everywhere. Search inside my house, search inside क्या था ये? Kunal's house, but don't search in Achin's house. ठीक है? Because we didn't enter Achin's house. So we were playing in my house, went, rang the bell of Achin's house. Achin came outside. We didn't go inside his house. Kept on walking. We went to, क्या यूज कर रहा हूँ मैं? Achin और Kunal, whatever. We went to Kunal's house and we played inside the Kunal's house. Got it? So my house, I don't know what I used. I forgot Kunal. Let's say Achin. I got confused. So let's build the story once again. Right? So we were playing inside my house. X belongs to. So I have to search where? I'll search at my place. I went to Achin's house, but I didn't enter his house. So minus 3 said 2. I didn't enter. So I covered this portion. Minus 3 said 2. Right? I rang the bell. Achin came outside. Or either this portion or. Can I use or? Or when Achin came outside, so we again started walking and we went, Kunal's house. So we again, we came outside and we entered Achin's house and we went inside his house. Clear? So from my house to Kunal's house, didn't enter Kunal's house, just rang the bell, Kunal came outside, tagged along with us, and we kept on walking till Achin's house, then we went inside Achin's house. So this is the area to search, entire area except Kunal's house, right? So how do you represent this? This or you can use the union here. So one way to represent is minus 3 say 2 union 2 say 5. Another way to represent, bachcho, very very important. You said, now you are explaining this to me, sir, I will search, or I am telling this to my mother, that mama, I will search everywhere from my house till Achin's house, everywhere mama I will search. Then I will say, oh mama, I forgot. We didn't go to Achin's house, we didn't go to Kunal's house. So I will not search in Kunal's house. So let me remove Kunal's house from my search. So let me remove Kunal's house from my search. Do you understand both these notations now? See, two ways of, again let me revise. When you want to go to a big interval and want to remove something in between, there are two ways of doing it. You take the first part or, so either this part or that part. So either this part or that part. Do you realize we didn't include 2 in both the places, in both the intervals? I didn't include 2 here, I didn't include 2 here. So open interval on both the sides. So outside Kunal's house, outside Kunal's house. I didn't enter Kunal's house. Right? Clear? So this part or that part without going into Kunal's house or not including 2. Other ways, okay, let's cover entire area. While saying, I will search for the entire area. No. I will remove from that what? Kunal's house. So how do you say this? Mama, I will search entire area except minus Kunal's house. Both are correct. So this curly bracket 2 means what? Only number 2. So this curly bracket 2 means only number 2. Right? And these intervals means what? All the numbers between these two. All the numbers between these two. But this curly bracket means what? Only number 2. What does this curly bracket means? Only number 2. What does this mean? All the numbers between minus 3 to 5, including minus 3 and 5. Only number 2. Only Kunal's house. Okay? So I fumbled a lot between Kunal's and Achin's house. I used to go to their houses so commonly. Mixes up in my mind. Right? Cool. So very important, bachcho. This is super important to understand. Now this is another kind of representation that you will find while solving problems. What happens in this case? Can you represent this in the interval notation, all of you? What is this? So you want every number between 5 to 8, you want all the numbers between 5 to 8, but you also can have 12 in your kitty. It means what? Let me put it in this way. Now in this case, I am searching, say this is my house again, let's say my house, Kunal's house, Achin's house. So how am I doing this? Now I have to search everywhere outside my house, walking till Kunal's house, including Kunal's house, and then I realize, oh, it might be in Achin's house as well. Not in between, but maybe inside Achin's house. So only Achin's house. Right? So all numbers between either, so x lies either between this interval, or the tennis ball which I am searching is lost somewhere either in this zone, or it might have lost at Achin's house. Right? I am not talking about the space between our houses, only Achin's house. Only Achin's house. Okay? Got it? So outside my house, walking till Kunal's house, entire space I have to search, I will search in Kunal's house, stop. Or I have to search inside Achin's house, only number 12. So x lies either in between 5 to 8, or x can be 12 as well. Right? Got it? So this is single number 12, single number 12, and this is all numbers between 5 and 8, including 8. Right? So x is happy to have all numbers between 5 to 8, including 8, not including 5, open, closed, or union, only number 12. So x can either be here or x can be 12 as well. Okay? So this is how you now have started learning how to represent numbers on the number line and how to represent the intervals in the interval notation. Right? What type of brackets have you learned till now? Open brackets, close brackets. So both of these represent what? Both of these represent intervals. Right? And then we also learned about the curly bracket. It represents the single number or single numbers. For example, if somebody says, what does it mean? It does not mean all numbers between 4 and 5. What will it mean? It means only number 4, only number 4 and number 5. Got it? Very important to note. This is important for you to note. But these two represents what? These two represents intervals. If it is written 4 to 5, so you will have all the numbers between 4 and 5. Only numbers 4, only number 5. All numbers between 4 to 5, like 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.6, 4.3222, whatever. Okay? All numbers between 4 to 5, including 4, including 5. This is a summary of what we have learned till now. Okay? A quick recap of the concept of union in terms of the Venn diagram as well. So this is what you learned in the set theory, right? Venn diagrams. So very beautiful, very simple. Again, we can understand this as, so this is Kunal's house and this is Achin's house, right? So and you know what? So Kunal's house and Achin's house are wonderful. They have a common corridor. They have a common area between, the common compound between their houses. So this is Kunal's house, this is Achin's house, and this is an area which is common in their houses, a common compound between their houses. So my father called my mother once, Pulkit kahan hai? Where is Pulkit? So my mom said, I don't know, he may be in Kunal's house, he may be in Achin's house. So what did my mom says? That Pulkit is either in Kunal's house or he can be in Achin's house. So I can be, if my mother was to look for me, if my father said that there is an emergency, go, get this guy, we have to go somewhere. So where will my mother search? My mother will search in Kunal's house, in only portion of Kunal's house, not the common one, only portion in the Achin's house, not the common one, and also in the common area. So basically, my mother will have to search in this entire area. And this is what we mean by union. What is union? Either in A or in B. In simple words, whatever is there to be picked up in A or B, sab utha lo, pick up everything, right? Whatever there is in A, whatever there is in B, put both into a box. The box has A union B. How do we represent this? This entire shaded part is represented as A union B. And we saw its application in the number line. A union B. Either in Kunal's, imagine this portion is, a set A, this is a set B, either in A or in B. In this case, there is no common compound. There is nothing common between the two. I'll take example of that as well. So what is union? Either in A or in B. So union, important word here is or. But what if I came back home, my mother asked me, okay, where were you playing today? So my answer was, Mama, I was playing both in Kunal's house and Achin's house at the same time. It means, where was I playing? So this is, किसका करता है ये? Kunal, Achin. So if I answer my mom, sounding smart, Mom, you know what? I was playing in the intersection of Achin's house and Kunal's house. Patak! Ek padta mummy se. And my mom would have said, speak normally, don't try to be over smart. Right? So because I had just learned the chapter of sets. Anyways, so I am in the common area between A and B, and this common area is nothing but A as well as, so X belongs to A as well as B. At times we use the word for this as AND. So X belongs to A and B, and that is A, the symbol is bachcho intersection. This symbol is intersection. So all this thing means intersection. Right? So this is intersection. But how do I represent intersection on the number line? It's very simple to understand, right? Common between A and B. But how do I represent intersection in the case of this intervals? Let's take a simple example. Imagine the question is like this. Solve for X if X satisfies both. So solve for X if X satisfies both this interval as well as this interval. X lies in the common area between these two intervals, right? Or the common numbers. X belongs to the common number area between this and this interval. Or X lies in the intersection of this and this. Important word here is AND. So for this, it's very beautiful to, or very easy to visualize through the number line. So let's represent this on the number line. Let's do this. So minus 3 set 2. So let's say minus 3 is here. Right? Where will be 2? Somewhere here. So what does this represent? Minus 3 set 2. So minus 3 set 2 represents minus 3 by, remember there is open bracket. So I will keep it hole here, I'll keep it open here, I will go till 2 and I will close it at 2. Right. Now let me represent this. 0 to 5. What is 0? Somewhere in between minus 3 से 2. 0 will be somewhere here and 5 will be somewhere there. So what is 0 से 5? Include 0, include 5. Right. Now can you tell me, so this is Kunal's house, this is Achin's house. Can you tell me the corridor, the compound between the two, the common portion between the two? Very simple. This is the common portion. Do you see? This is the common portion. This is the common portion in terms of numbers. So 0 is common between this white and the yellow portion. So from 0, all the numbers from 0 till 2. Do you see 2 is also common in white and the yellow? Right? So do you realize this is the common portion. All numbers between 0 se 2 is the common portion. So how will you write? So this, solve for x. So all those values of x which are common between this and this or lies in the intersection of white and yellow is nothing but x belongs to 0 se 2 including 0 and 2. X belongs to 0 se 2 including 0 because 0 is in white as well as in yellow, and 2 because 2 is in white as well as yellow. So including 0 and 2, all numbers between the two. This is how you do the intersection. Got it? Clear? So this is the concept of intersection in terms of number line. Alright, so what you have learned today till now, super important for JEE and your basic levels, will be important for all the topics. I'll again repeat, your functions, inequalities, quadratic equations, sequence and series, entire calculus, everywhere we will have this union, intersection, number line, intervals. This is ABCD of mathematics. So can you tell me the intersection between these two? So this is, say, set A, say this is set A, right, and say this is B, this is the other portion B. We represent any portion as a set or the interval, right? So interval A, interval B. My question to you is, what is A intersection B? My other question to you is, what is A union B? Right? What is A and B? So what is A, bachcho? A is nothing but, A is what? 3 to 6. A is closed 3 to 6. And bachcho, what is the interval B? It is closed interval 5 to 8. So one time I want their intersection, one time I want their union. What will it be, bachcho? What will it be? Common. This is the common between the two. Do you see? This is the common between the two, right? Which is all the numbers between 5 to 6. Should I include 5? Yes, because 5 lies in yellow as well as white. Should I include 6? Yes, because 6 lies in yellow and white. So, bachcho, what will be their intersection? Intersection, this symbol intersection will be, it will be what? The set or the interval 5 to 6 both closed. Agree? Now, what is their union? Union means, remember the diagram. What is a union? Union means this. Take everything. Search everywhere. A union B, Kunal's house, union Achin's house. Search in the portion which is only with Kunal's house. Search the portion which is only with Achin's house. Search the common between the two. So this, combine all, union. Combine all, union. So in this, if I combine all, if you combine everything, so entire portion from here till here is your union. This entire portion from 3, so 3 to 6, so this is only Kunal's, only Achin's compound between the two. I will take everything, that is union, right? So what your union is going to be? Union is going to be everything from 3 to 8. If a number appears either in white or in yellow, take it. If a number appears anywhere, take it, put it in the box. So put everything in the box. Yellow ka, whatever is of yellow, put in the box. Whatever is of white, put it in the box. Everything is there in the box, right? Union. Got it? So this is a very good for revision. This is good for revision, right? It includes all the concepts of union and intersection on the number line. Okay? Now do this question, all of you. Consider the interval on real number line. Can you tell me which interval A, B, C or D, which of the representation represents the interval showed on the number line correctly? क्या होगा? -3 to 0. So either search here or search there. So between there will be an or. So either here or here, right? Closed at -3, open at 0, open at 1, closed at 2. कौन सा हो जाएगा? So -3, 0, union 1, 2. Perfect. B, correct. Correct. So -3 closed, 0 open, in between union, open, closed. 1 पे open, 2 पे closed. Perfect. Now you're experts, right? Cool. Now let me, with time in next class we will actually learn to solve this kind of problems. So how to solve this? How to solve this? Using the method called wavy curve, which is exactly my next class. Super duper 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 important for all chapters of mathematics. Actually, think of it. It will come everywhere. Looks so crazy, right? How do you solve this inequality is my next class, wavy curve. So hang on, my next class is coming, right? And next to next day, so hang on for that. So, but when you solve it, I'm not going into solving it right now, but once you solve it, there are multiple steps in between, you actually reach here. This is what you get. This is the solution of this. So without worrying about how to solve it, which we'll learn in the next class, let's only look at the representation. Its solution is this on the number line. My question to you is, how do you represent that in terms of the interval notation? How do you represent this in the interval notation? How? Only number -3? All numbers greater than 2, right? So in multiple ways you can represent this as x is either equal to -3 or is greater than or equal to 2. But how will we represent this, bachcho? So this portion, how will we represent this portion? This portion, you will represent this as x belongs to closed at 2 till infinity, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going till infinity, right? But remember, infinity is something that you cannot describe, you cannot hold on to. So infinity pe always comes what? Open bracket. 2 pe, because it is closed here, you can include 2, so close bracket at 2. But or, either it lies here or, so either it lies here or it is this single number -3. So union single number -3. right? Achha, don't worry, some students ask me this question, sir, can I put -3 on this side? It doesn't matter. So you can write this also as like this, single number -3 or the interval 2 से infinity. Both are correct. However you want to write, don't worry, right? So the position doesn't matter. How you read it is what matters. Either this portion or the number -3. When you represent a single number, curly brackets. Got it? Similarly, so this was the question was for greater than equal to 0. We solve it by wavy curve, which we'll learn in the next class. But if the question is less than equal to 0, then this comes as the answer. Can you represent this on a number line? Do it, all of you. See this very carefully. All numbers less than 2, but ore baba re baba, don't take 1. Don't take 1 in between. So I was coming in from -infinity. I was taking all the numbers. -3, it comes because of this question somewhere, but don't worry about this. I am taking all the numbers. I was happy taking all the numbers. Suddenly, ooh baba, there comes a ditch. I cannot go there. Or this is a house I cannot enter. So I just came till the boundary of this house and then I started going ahead of this house without entering the house. I can enter this house too, right? So what do? So read it like this. First you moved in this zone, stop. Or, so either x lies in this zone or x lies in this zone. So either x lies in this zone or x lies in this zone, right? So how do you write it? Start from -infinity. Start from -infinity, open bracket, come till 1, but don't enter 1, don't enter the house of 1, open. Or you covered this zone, or union is or, again remain outside the one's house. Okay? Now go further, from 1 go further till 2 including the 2, right? So what you have done, you have traveled in this zone, avoided 1, and then you moved in the other zone. So x lies either here or here. In other words, some students also write it like this, x belongs to, if I were to explain to someone, I'll take every number from -infinity say 2, but then I realize, oh God, I forgot one thing. I actually took all the numbers from -infinity say 2, -infinity say 2, but then I realized, oh dear, I took one number extra here. I shouldn't have entered 1, but while writing this, I actually included 1. From -infinity till 2, I included 1. Mistake ho gaya. This is mistake. I have to correct my mistake. I have to kick 1 out of my search, of my writing area. Got it? So both the ways are correct. So you can write either like this or like this. In the exam, you can have this as an option. This will be the correct one. Imagine they don't give this as the option, they give that as the option. Then this will be the correct option. Clear? Super awesome. So I want you to revise this class. This is super important class because it is ABCD of mathematics. It will come in every chapter for IIT JEE, for JEE Mains, JEE Advanced, for your NCERT level. It comes in all the topics, application of this. Alright, so what we have learned? So we have learned representation on the number line. We have learned representation in the interval notation. We have learned the concept of union and intersection. And we have seen some applications of it as it will come in the other chapters like wavy curve. And next, we are going to learn this. This is my next class. And bachcho, this is super duper important for JEE problems of all the chapters coming up ahead. Alright, on that note bachcho, ending my class with a beautiful graph. My favorite graph is y = x square because for me it represents a smile on you wonderful students' faces. Keep it there. And the journey that you have to travel is, whenever you get negative, rise from there, because you have to enter inside IIT, right? And once you enter the IIT, your life after IIT, including IIT, is going to be so amazing that it will launch you towards your journey till infinity, because you are full of infinite potential, something that you don't know till now. All right, for further discussion, you can join this Telegram group. I will share the assignments and multiple things, multiple thoughts, multiple questions in this group. So see you along with all in this group as well as in my next class. See you. Bye bye. Have this on your faces.